and if you're sick and you're vulnerable, don't go out.
Yeah.
Wear a mask. All this bullshit to still do. But you have to open up to a certain point where it's like you have to let people survive. It's a year now.
Right.
You know, like at this point, you got if you're not working on resolutions to the problem. That's the situation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fucked up because it's not only the deaths from COVID anymore. It's such a small number of deaths from COVID compared to what you know. Think about all the problems with mental illnesses now and suicides and depression and all this stuff. It's affecting more than what you think it is. Poverty, and now people are dying from hunger and they have nowhere to sleep. Yeah. Like it's affecting way more than just this little small population that could possibly get affected and killed. That's my own opinion on it, and I always said, I'm going to speak my own opinion, and I don't really give a shit.
Whiskey Talk, round 3. So, we have a special addition to our table today.
It's about fucking time.
About time. It's our 4th edition. Anthony, want to introduce yourself?
I'm Anthony. That's it. I'm here to talk.
Very good.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, so how's everything going week-wise? All you guys? Pretty good?
Not bad. Can't complain.
It's good. It's good. We woke up this morning, so it's always
That's always a good time.
always a good time.
I guess.
So, today we want to do things a little differently, and having a 4th member is definitely going to be a nice change up to the pace that we've been bringing, and we kind of just want to get right into it. So we want to just
let's go. Yeah, we have what we're going to speak
so,
about today, so let's go.
With everything going on, we figured it'd be a good time to discuss just kind of the condition of the world that we're living in right now, with ourselves, with everything as a whole, whether it's our personal lives or our social lives, our physical life, just work, everything. And I think, granted the status of the world where it's at right now, I think if we're just looking at it from a little more introspective, our own point of view, I can speak for myself. It's been, we're going into like a year now, almost.
Yeah,
that it's been
pretty close. It's fucking crazy.
The way that the world is right now, and
it's wild.
The way that
Our lives have changed, basically.
Yeah, it's, at first you kind of thought that things were going to go back to the way that they were. And then once you get comfortable just kind of understanding that this is our new normal, and all the things that kept us going from the beginning, whatever our outlets are, whether it's school, whether it's gym, whether it's going to the gym, going to work, hanging out with friends, reading, doing art, going for runs, your priorities, whatever gets you through the day. I think over time you realize those things don't go away. You just find out how to adapt them into this new life, right?
Absolutely.
And, I think it's good for us to kind of express how we've both individually brought that to the table for ourselves, and how we have, how we've said, okay, this is the hole that we've kind of all collectively dug ourselves into. So how can we dig ourselves out? Can we do things the way that we were doing? Can we do them differently? How can we modify? And it's just we've gotten to this point now where, okay, this isn't going away. This is the modern world, and how can we adapt? So I think
how can we progress?
How can we grow? How can we
Life doesn't present you with many opportunities that are glaring that you can progress as a person.
All right.
Being put into this situation, it's a very obvious thing that it's allowing you the opportunity to progress, to change, to adapt to not only the circumstances, but just you as a person. What can you do to make yourself better? What can you let go of that isn't bringing any light to your life?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like what a lot of people fail to realize right now with all this stuff going on is like this shit's not going away, right? No. Like it's pretty evident at this point. It's almost a year now when this hit us in the United States, and it's pretty evident that we have to either like accept it or deny it, and people have to now formulate their lives around this, whether it's work, money wise, housing wise, getting food, just supplying for yourself and your family. It's something that people have to realize that this is something we have to live with, and something we're probably gonna forever have to live with, and not many people really can see that as of yet.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the virus is gonna eventually have the vaccine, and it's gonna be like it's gonna go away eventually. It's gonna eventually go back to somewhat of a normalcy, but it's not ever gonna go back to normal. Is basically
Yep.
And we're gonna just continue to it's never gonna be the same ever again. That's the problem that
It's
we're looking for the same, and it's not happening. It's not gonna happen.
It's not,
Everything from this point on is gonna completely change.
The world is completely changed now, and it's not saying that's a bad thing. It's not saying it's a good thing. It's
I personally fucking loved this year, honestly, myself. I mean.
Okay.
From a personal point of view.
From a personal point of view, everything I'm going to speak is a personal point of view.
Of course,
This is me. You know me. I'm ridiculous, and that's it. But from
wildly understated.
From my personal point of view of it, like I came to, first of all, coming into 2020 for me was like it was like, all right, this is 2020. This is like I'm turning 24 or 25. Like this is gonna be the year that I'm gonna like step my shit up, go to like. Get a really good fucking job instead of looking at what I'm doing now. Maybe get a second job. Like all this shit, I was ready to like completely change my life. And I feel like a lot of people had that kind of mentality. Like a lot of our generation had the mentality going to 2020 for some reason. Like this year specifically.
It's our year.
It was our decade.
Right.
To take over basically.
Right.
And I mean like going into this year, I was so super pumped. But then it came down to like, that shit happens. And then luckily I had that mentality, because when I had that mentality, coming. When you come into it with that mentality, like when I hit, I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking find where like I needed to improve and figure out how I can do it at my home, and how I can do it like by myself, that kind of shit, So this year I actually learned about myself, and a lot about myself, and I needed that. I was super concerned about what other people thought about me for a really long time, and this year really made me realize that like. It's all about your fucking self, and understand yourself, and get like understand my own head, because I have a fucking wacky head. I'm sure you're gonna realize that very soon.
I mean, it's just so crazy that this pandemic, right? It's affected so many people in so many different ways, right? Some people benefited from it. Some people obviously got absolute just catastrophe from it. Just nothing but bad things for certain people, but nothing but good things for other people. And I think that's why it's such a good topic to speak about, especially right now, is because people like ourselves, 4 of us, have totally different experiences throughout this past year in relation to this pandemic. And it's just so weird that like something so big and something that's so nationally and really worldwide is just looked as such a bad thing, that some people benefited from it. And it's kind of weird to say, right? Because because you have people have made like money wise, some people made so much money from this, right? And some people just got absolutely poor. They lost their house. They lost their job.
Well, this is the time for opportunity.
Honestly, like the 4 of us sitting right here, like we're pretty fucking lucky to sit here and say we have a fucking job.
When society's vulnerable,
you know what I'm saying?
When society's
fucking huge.
When society's vulnerable, that's when you have opportunity. That's basically how it is.
Absolutely.
So that's why the rich, not the rich, but people get rich during this time, or not, they do more during this time because they see the opportunity. Like, fuck, I can fill that gap, and that's it. Or other people are like, they're kind of just fucked. They're like, and especially something like this where you literally have no control over it. Like, you're fucked at that point. You have to wait for the government. No control at all.
You have no control. Yeah.
Hold on. All right, so I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of Astoria jokes, but I'm in Astoria, okay? I'm walking around fucking Astoria. You look at these restaurants though. Now it's no joke. I've been there since August, and you see how it's been building since then. How they've been trying to keep their businesses going since then, right?
Yeah.
So you see like in the beginning it was like little outdoor stands, which was cute, whatever. It was cool. Now it's getting to the point where like it's wintertime and they're still fucked. They can't have business. They can't have people inside anymore. So now they're literally building, no joke, these buildings outside the area of the restaurant that are legit buildings themselves. Like they're all closed in.
Right. That
How
shit
the-
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
to me.
make any sense to me. But
It
like
makes
that,
sense.
you know, like it's just
You can't eat inside the fucking restaurant, but what you're gonna do is you're right. I can't eat inside the restaurant. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna build another restaurant right outside my restaurant, and I'm gonna eat there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't know.
That's fine. As long as you have a reservation, it's good till 10 o'clock. Because remember, because COVID can't get you after 10 o'clock. Makes no sense. It's just so idiotic. It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a shame. It's really a shame, especially for these small fucking businesses, man. These people who saved hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars to follow their passion, to follow their dream, to follow their goal, and in less than a
Or
year,
just to feed their family.
Yeah, seriously.
right? No,
You know.
I'm
just
saying
adding to
for
it,
like a small
Yeah, yeah.
business standpoint.
Yeah.
The reason why they open the business is they want to follow their dream. They have a passion about something, and they feel very good about it, right?
Yeah.
And they want to
Yeah.
show other people, their product or whatever they have to offer. And then yet, a year or less than a year, whatever the timeline is at this point, it's gone, right? How many fucking businesses have just gone
Yeah,
into
but then-
fucking almost into nothing, like they never existed before, and it's such a shame. It's so sad that there's really no help. There's no
What
fucking.
what you're seeing though is like you have these issues with, okay, there's no jobs. Okay, now, there's no jobs. Business shutting down.
Right.
Now you're looking at it, how it affects these people, like their mental health themselves. It's affecting everyone's mental health. Like you lose your fucking job and you have a family to support.
Devastating.
And, your mental health's fucked up.
Devastating.
That's
Suicide
grounds for
rates went
mental
up. Like it's like
mental breakdown.
Yeah.
it's 100% like there's a it's like a two-faced thing right now where it's like you either kind of like have to open up and kind of let people like start like live for themselves and make smart decisions. If you're fucking old and if you're sick and you're vulnerable, don't go out.
Yeah.
Wear a mask. All this bullshit to still do, but you have to open up to a certain point where it's like you have to let people survive. It's a year now.
Right.
Like at this point, you got if you're not working on resolutions to the problem. That's the situation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fucked up because it's not only the deaths from COVID anymore. It's such a small number of deaths from COVID compared to what think about all the problems with mental illnesses now and suicides and depression and all this stuff. It's affecting more than what you think it is. Poverty, and now people are dying from hunger and they have nowhere to sleep.
Yeah.
Like it's affecting way more than just this little small population that could possibly get affected and killed. That's my own opinion on it, and I always said I'm going to speak my own opinion, and I don't really give a shit. But
No, but you speak the truth, bro. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
So with that being said, right? I think I'm interested to know your guys' views on how each of you, including myself, how we've adapted to it, how we've individually brought our own approach to this new world, right? That's what it is. It's a new world,
Yeah.
And I think we can kind of just bounce our thoughts and ideas off each other of how you go about your day, what I've done, he's done what he's done.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I can definitely, I'll start. Luckily and personally, myself, I haven't really been infected that much by the pandemic, and I'm extremely blessed and lucky that I'm very, very few of the people out there that haven't been affected. But I mean, it's definitely changed my life, right? I mean, before the pandemic, I was never like a person that was really conscious about washing their hands, making sure like staying away from like a person that may look kind of sick, coughing, sneezing, stuff like that. Like now that stuff, like for me personally, like I take public transportation to work every single day. I take the train to work every single day. I very rarely drive a car. So me on the train is people coughing, sneezing, right? I'm using the same shit that someone who could have had it is on the fucking train.
Yeah.
You don't know, But like I wash my hands crazy amount of times a day. I use hand sanitizer. I mean, I keep my mask on at work, obviously. And it's just stuff that before the pandemic I would never do because I was never like, I don't want to say germaphobe because that's,
That's
like
me.
Fucking Sal.
it's very like direct, but now I'm way more conscious of like if I
Yeah.
touch something, especially with my line of work, if I touch something, I'm like, okay, maybe I should wash my hands now. I always wash my hands.
Or the
If I go to the bathroom, I wash my hands before I go to the bathroom, and then I wash them again after the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't want to touch my body. God forbid something on my hand.
Yeah.
Like I personally try to take every measure possible not to bring it into my own home, affect the people that I love, and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's definitely changed me. It changed my line of work, probably forever, and me personally, I'm extremely blessed that I didn't have the money hardships that some people had. You know, I'm honestly speechless because I'm just blessed. I know a lot of people who just
totally.
struggled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So right
Yeah.
now, like, why I'm like speechless because I'm picturing so many people in my head that I know who have suffered from this and who have almost gone fucking broke that I've spoken to, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy how like there's two fucking sides. There's no gray area, right? You either fucking made out okay and did pretty good, or you fucking just struggled for the past year. So me personally, I'm lucky, I'm blessed.
No, I don't think that's entirely true. I think there is a gray area. I think throughout this entire time I've lived in that gray area. It's not that I had any financial troubles, you know. Yeah, we were out of work for X amount of months. Things opened up again. I was allowed to work again, but it wasn't so much financial troubles that, you know, I dealt with.
Right.
You know, for me, work and the gym, those were my outlets. Those are things that grounded me every single day.
Right.
Being in my house and not having those outlets, I worked myself into many different ruts. I took very, very big steps back as the person that I am. And I had to relearn, you know, the different ways that I can work myself out of that rut.
Mm-hmm.
But due to the pandemic, there was so many, like, the ways that I would go about it normally, I couldn't go about it that way. So I had to find new outlets, new things to do.
They come into my gym in the backyard.
Going to Anthony's gym in his backyard.
Fucking rock weights only.
Where his shirt's already off.
What's
and
up, Pepe?
It's just
That's
me
it.
and him.
What's up, Pepe?
But
That's it. I had a great tan this year. I said that much.
yeah.
Shirts off all fucking year.
But you know, to each his own, and everybody had experienced, you know, this pandemic in a different way. A big thing for me was like, I needed to stop, you know, comparing how I was adapting to the pandemic and to life to other people. I would see other people and, you know, like how we spoke on a previous podcast about social media, people still made it seem like, you know, they were living this, you know, lavish lifestyle.
Right.
And meanwhile, I'm, you know, trapped in my room in my own head, which is the worst place for me to be.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Right, absolutely. Or fucking working all the time.
Or working all the time.
Like I've worked so fucking much, and it's like, it's to a point, it's like, I don't want to fucking work that much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to fucking chill out. I want to enjoy a day off. I can't.
Yeah.
You know? And it fucking sucked.
I just had to stop looking at everybody else and thinking, like, you know, I'm adapting poorly. You know, like with anything, you're at your own pace. And I had to realize that, like, I may be adapting poorly right now, but I'm just doing it at my pace. Eventually, I will be figuring things out.
Right.
And I can say right now, I am figuring things out. You know, it's a work in progress, but there's progress.
I think, like, a really important thing to take from that, because I'm listening to the both of you talk about your own personal experiences, right? We have all individually had a different take on how we got through, or how we are continuing and still getting through this time, right? And what's going to work for you is not going to work for him. It may or may not. Maybe it'll work for me. Maybe it won't for him. Everybody's going to have a different take on what's going to help them, right? And you're telling, you know, there's people out there that didn't want to work during the pandemic, that felt like this is their time that they can take to finally just stay away from everything, right? Have time for themselves.
Just kind of be fucking lazy, honestly.
And that's fine, because you know what? Everybody needs like a little break. But everybody copes in a different way. And what I want to get into, I feel like right now we have an important platform to discuss for anybody for any of us, we can share with each other what helped me get through that maybe we can relate to and kind of take for our own sake and run with it. So I learned something that helped you, and I could be like, okay, well, maybe I can look at it this way so I can, get through the next couple months that way, right? At the beginning of the year, at the beginning of 2020, a year ago, like, as you guys know, I personally, like, I made a lot of new changes in my life, and they were definitely bigger changes for me. And starting off the new year, a lot of things were different for me, and I had to make a lot of changes to put myself in a new place, to put myself on a new path, personal changes, both internally, externally, everyday life. And starting off the new year, I really felt a lot of good, positive momentum going into the year. And I think a lot of people honestly felt that.
I thought
a
fucking
lot of
2020 would be a great year.
A lot of people felt like they
Honestly.
were rolling, and I was one of them. I was definitely rolling, and I felt I
Your head on straight.
I had my head on straight. I was going in the
Exactly.
right direction.
Finished 2019 strong.
Finished 2019 strong, and then you go into 2020 and you're ready to attack and you're ready to go. And what happens is all of this, right? And it put me in this position right away because I saw where this was going. And I want to use the gym as an important example. Like, you guys maybe can understand this because I know you guys will understand this. I was really rolling with the gym, and I heard that the gyms were going to close, and immediately, the day I got the call that the gyms are closed, I went online and I bought dumbbells because
you
right
fucking
away I
lucky,
messaged
dude.
all my friends and I said, listen, I don't know what's going to happen, but I cannot afford to not work out.
Yeah.
It's just not on the table. It's not going to happen. I have to. Like, this is something that I need to do, and I'm going to do it. I went on, I bought dumbbells, I bought X, Y, and Z of equipment, and a couple of days later, everything sold out, right?
Yeah.
So I knew I made the right decision. And something goes off in your brain. I think that when you know you need something, for whether it's for survival, to just function, you know you need it, and that's what happened with me. And I was like, if the gym's closed,
First instinct.
you know what's gonna happen if the gym's closed. Like, we're gonna lose our shit. So let me
yeah.
take advantage of this now, because I'm not letting this momentum.
Very quickly, too.
I'm not letting it dry out. I'm not letting it stop.
I created fucking buckets with rocks.
You created
in it,
like
and
a
gym, and a
whole.
system.
We all created
barbell
individually. We created our own. I worked out in a tiny square in my room for I don't even know how many months using dumbbell equipment and just every day, like 5-6 days a week, just making it work. And the point that I'm trying to make is that, when I felt like we were about to get derailed, I made this instinct decision to say, I'm not letting this happen. Like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not going to back down to what's going on. I'm going to find a way to make it work. I'm not going to cheat the system. I'm not going to say fuck you. Like, I'm going to do it my way. And that's the wrong way. I'm just going to do it the way that's going to work for me in the right way. I'm going to find a way.
That's what quarantine literally has taught everyone, is that.
And
you
that's
have
what
to
it
figure
taught
out
everybody.
How to figure out yourself.
Figure out how to
how to
function.
live.
100%.
How to fucking
Yep.
live.
For
How to
yourself,
make it by.
yeah, right.
And work, with my job, I needed to work. I needed to work for it to keep my mental health in check. Like, I needed that routine every day. If I wasn't at work, I felt off. I had to, because the world was empty for like the month of March, April, and May. The world was empty, quiet, and I was very grateful that I could go to work.
Hard to deal
Yeah.
with, man.
I
It's
had
just
to go to
hard
work.
deal
I
with.
needed it for myself. It wasn't about getting paid or nothing. Like, obviously, yes, but I needed it for me. And you have to find things. You have to find things that are going to help you stay in that rhythm, help you function, help you get through whatever bullshit that it is that you have to get through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
100%.
especially like this has really made me learn how to value friendships, loved ones, stuff like that. How many people lost somebody?
Relationships with people, yeah.
Yeah, how many people?
Absolutely.
How many people unfortunately paid the ultimate sacrifice for the pandemic, and it's a shame. But it also teaches you, on a personal level, of how to appreciate everyone around you, right? Like for you guys, right? Everyone else that's here, you know, like my appreciation for everyone is through the roof, or the amount of love is.
But
is
you
through the
also,
roof.
it's also like you also see that there's people in your life that were in your life that were just not, that were there for, you know, the reasons that are beyond friendship or whatever. They were just they were just there.
They were just
you know?
there.
To just
And
that
now,
extent.
and
But
you
it
know,
show-
and
but it
that's
shows
one-
you
that's
who they
one thing-
are,
That's one
right?
thing
Yeah.
that I honestly
Yeah.
appreciate from this, is that I understand my friend group now. I know who my friends.
Yep.
I know who I associate myself with. Like, you know, there's a difference between all that shit. Who are your
Absolutely.
friends? Who do you associate? Who do you party with? That kind of bullshit. You know, like there's a big difference, and
Absolutely.
I learned that throughout this whole
It
entire
weeded
year.
out the bullshit.
100%.
It definitely weeded out the bullshit of who's gonna be there for you, who's maybe not there right now, but it will always be there.
100%.
You know what I mean? And it did. It's what it did. It weeded out the bullshit of the people that you just see on a everyday basis because you have to see them, versus the people who just mean something to you. You have to, maybe you see them once a month, but they still mean something to you.
I was having, you know, connections with my friends that were like, you know, for like Gabby for instance, when she was, you know, she would like reach out and she'd be like, oh, let's go for a hike today, but we haven't like talked for like, you know, 3 weeks before that, but like that, just that alone, like, let's go for a hike today, like, you know, it's fucking losing our minds,
Right.
both together, let's go
But it
for a
shows
hike.
you someone else is thinking about it.
Yeah.
Somebody else think about you.
Exactly, and you
Yeah.
don't have to talk to me
Someone
every
else
single
cares.
day, like, you know,
And thought about
I don't
it.
even
You're not
talk-
alone.
I don't even talk
Right.
to you guys every single fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to talk every day.
Well, you don't have to.
You don't
Yeah,
have to.
right.
You
I'm
don't
saying,
have
you know,
to.
like,
If it's there, it's there. If
you
your
find
friendship's
your
there,
friends.
You shouldn't have to you shouldn't have to talk every day to feel like you mean something to your friend. You know what I mean?
That sounds- exactly,
That type of
exactly.
validation.
You just know.
You
You
just
feel
know.
it.
You
know it.
always just know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you have to
You just
question
know.
it, then
Then
it either needs
that's
some
your
work
answer.
or
That's
that's
your
your
answer.
answer. Either needs work or that's your
fucking
answer.
answer.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's your answer. If you're gonna
Absolutely.
question someone's relationship or their priority in your life, that's your answer. If you have to second guess
Sal.
yourself,
Yeah.
again, that's
Sal.
your fucking answer.
Have we ever had the relationship where we've had to text each other every day?
No,
Have
No.
you ever questioned
No.
Especially
a
fucking
single
you.
thing?
ever, no. You, no offense, you're the worst fucking texter in America.
Dude, there's like
And I'll stand by
6
that.
days
But
go
guess
by.
what? You can call me after not speaking to me for fucking, let's say, a month. And you'd be, yo, I'm in a pinch. Whatever it is. I need you. All right? What do you got? That's it. But if someone else would do it, I'd be like, new phone, who this? You know? But
It's just a relationship.
it's just a relationship. But again, it goes to my point. You just know. Like
Yeah.
I don't question my friendship with anyone in this room at all, right? But if the second you have to stand back and like,
I mean, I didn't have to stand back.
What's
I
it
just-
go didn't text
you
me
know-
for a week. I'm kind of mad at that. No.
No, you didn't have to
I
stand back though. It did it for you.
I just,
right? Is that what you're gonna say?
I
You
just
know?
kind of realized, like, yeah, like, I didn't have to, like, there was no bullshit to it. There was no drama to it. There was like, this shit hit. People that, like, you kept in touch with people that you wanted to keep in touch with. Everyone else, because it hit. It was like, everyone else, you didn't give a fuck about. So, like, you know what? That, you didn't have to even, like, there was no drama. There was no fights in between it. Like, it was all just, like, the people that were real, now you know who they're real. They stood out, and everyone else is like, okay, I fuck with you on, like, I can go out to a bar with you, but guess what? You're not gonna be the person I'm hanging out with, doing a fucking podcast, drinking whiskey with.
Because
You know
the
what I'm saying?
people that you're going out to bars with, are they the same people that you can go, because all that we can do in the month of April is go for a walk, right? So are they the same person that you're going to go
No.
for a walk with?
I can't have a
Most of the
conversation with
time,
them. I need to be
no.
drunk to have a conversation with
So,
that person.
you know, it puts things in perspective, and it just shows you, you know, like I said, it weeded it all out, and it kind of decided for you, okay, well, these people, they mean something to me, and these people, they're just kind of there, and that's fine too, like, but it's important to understand, who's there for you and who's
Absolutely.
not,
Absolutely.
you know, because
And it goes a long way. It really
it goes a long way.
It really does.
It goes a very long way, because here we are a year later, and we're still in this predicament. I was gonna say that word. Very good. And you know, it's just, you don't want to be alone, obviously, and you want to have good people around you, and people that you trust, even if it's one person. It doesn't have to be 10 people. It could be one person, and you know, I feel like this time brought a lot of people together,
I mean,
and you know,
Not to cut you off, but I would like to make this declaration clear right now. I'm very, very grateful for you three.
yeah, the
I'm
friend.
very
Absolutely.
grateful for you.
Likewise.
three.
absolutely.
Likewise.
That's a
Likewise.
fucking, that's a whiskey talk. Cheers.
That's a
right
whiskey
there,
talk.
100%.
Cheers.
God bless.
When Chris has no whiskey in his
Of course not.
Very good.
Papa
guys
12,
drive
pop it
me up
open.
the
You've been
wall.
you've been bitching us that you want to drink the Papa 12. Drink the
Yeah.
Papa 12.
What the fuck?
Come on, let's go.
Sidebar. Our boy Conor McGregor with the fucking fat out last night. But he's still a king.
They're still repping him.
He's still a king. We respect him. So
You're pissed, Chris. I can tell.
all respect to Justin Poirier. He deserves it. Hopefully that fucking loser Khabib doesn't come back. And Justin Poirier is the champ. That's it. He deserves it. He deserves it. His last 2 wins are Max Holloway and Conor McGregor, the 2 best in the fucking weight class. So it is what it is.
Well deserved win, Dustin. Well deserved.
Absolutely.
You did your
Absolutely. But as Conor said, time off at the octagon, time off, you don't do well. Your fucking jaw gets weak.
No one does well.
Jaw gets
Time off
weak.
in general.
Jaw gets weak.
Nobody likes a weak jaw.
No. No. But guess what? He's still worth fucking $200 million, whatever the fuck he's worth. So, it's all good. He'll go home on his fucking yacht,
And you're sitting here.
and I'm
buying
drinking his
whiskey.
whiskey.
Exactly.
And he's making a profit. I'm very happy with that.
So let me ask you guys this: what changes that you've made throughout like this pandemic are you most proud of?
For me,
For
me, I mean, just because
You
you.
get your turn.
I mean,
don't
just
worry.
just
You get your
because.
turn.
Sal's
I get
getting
fired
anxious.
up.
Sal's
He's
getting
getting
anxious over there.
He's getting. He's
Go.
like, I'm ready to go.
No,
I get fired up at
No,
the
but no,
pandemic.
for me, honestly, like everyone, you guys know me. I'm in my head, and I'm wacky, and like I have, like I was like, I had, I had ADHD. I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place.
You had ADHD?
No,
I can never tell.
No,
Believe
no
that?
way.
But but no. So my biggest thing was like honestly, like I really came, like I just coming to terms of understanding myself, understanding my mind, getting the chance to actually like just like really understand like who I am as a person. Cause I didn't know who the fuck I was as a person. Like I feel like when I went to college, like you guys like you did like I went away to school. You guys were still local, so you guys kind of hung out together still, right?
Right.
So when I felt like I came back, like I was
We
like
had
I
to make it work.
I was like very like. I was like I don't know. I was like very different than I was like very different than how you guys were, and I felt like I lost myself a little bit about who I was, and like I kind of like came back to like understand myself this year, and it made me like I had the time to do it. Like I was, dude, fucking 12 o'clock at night sitting outside doing yoga, like weird shit. Like I was doing like the weirdest shit ever. Like I completely changed myself. Like I learned to understand myself and honestly love myself,
Yes.
and that's the biggest thing ever.
That's
and that's
huge.
Half the battle.
And that brought everything. That's why I say this year has been the best year for me because I came to love myself, and everything from just loving myself in general has just been. It's like a snowball effect. It's just been
Yep.
everything's been
Rolls
picking up
downhill.
from that. It's been going good.
Rolls
Even though
downhill.
even though I'm going through shit, like I told you, my job's not doing too well right now. All that kind of stuff. Like no
But
matter.
does that really matter in the long run
It
compared
doesn't
to
because
how you
everything
feel
else that
about
I'm
yourself?
getting exactly
Yeah.
everything else, the gratitude I have for
Yeah.
myself and like everything that I'm building for myself. It's like fucking it's a pandemic. It's just gonna happen. But like everything I'm building for myself and how it's all formulating, like how it's like all coming together, has been fucking great for me. So I would say, Ryan, to answer your question, my friend, I would say that loving myself is probably the biggest thing that I'm most proud of. Cheers. Cheers.
Very good. Very good.
Very, very good.
I don't know how you're going to top
You
that.
gotta top that motherfucker.
I'm not looking to top it. I'm
No,
just
no,
here to share my
no,
side.
no.
Competition right now? Speaking of competition, how's the competition
Oh, yeah,
going? Really, just quick sidebar
All right,
before we
quick
go to me.
sidebar. I'm down 10.5 pounds. 10.5 pounds.
We get this on like the scale. I want to see like the results.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta show.
I know, we should get a scale to
Yeah,
kind
we
of
should.
Yeah, we gotta
make
see
it official.
A
We can get a
weigh-in.
weigh-in. We can
Well,
get a
you
weigh-in
calling
with
Cap right
with the
now?
audience.
Are you calling Cap?
I'll scream like Conor McGregor on the scale. No, but yeah, I'm down like 10.5 pounds around there. Yeah, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling
Very
good.
good.
I'm starting to notice it. So
That's it.
it's good.
You look good.
That's good. Very good.
I love the last podcast, by the way. I gotta say.
Very good.
I was driving home, so let me toss it on real quick and see how I feel about that. Didn't even watch it. I didn't
You just listen to it.
To me, the visuals of having it, like watching these
That's it.
fucking clowns talk, is probably the funniest thing. But like, just listening to it, I was like, damn, you motherfucker's actually pretty good. And I had FOMO. I'm like, and you
I
guys
know you
called,
did. What
you
I
called
say?
me out.
What
You
did I
fucking called
say?
me out. I was like,
I
that's.
said Anthony's
I know, you
fucking
must
having
have
I
been
FOMO.
had FOMO. You just
made
took
me
your
choke.
fucking shit. No,
No,
but
I
I literally said.
we
said
were waiting for you to come around.
I literally said to my girlfriend, I was like, I have to make sure that I am there next weekend. Like we're planning it out, like 100%. Like I had to be there, and I'm here.
Well, I mean, how many times we've been speaking about this?
I know.
Like,
Well, I just know our backyard talks. And
I
love
feel like
that
you
shit.
watching it though, and you seeing it in front of you, and seeing that it's kind of if you were to imagine what it would be like in your head, I feel like it's not too far off from that. Like
No,
us
I
doing
figured
it.
it was
So it's
the-
like, all right, you know what? I can do this with them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a job.
I know you knew that
I just,
from-
I just
from the
had,
beginning,
you know, shit I had to
It's
do.
had shit going on. That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone's got shit going on. So
But
Coronavirus.
coronavirus.
to talk about what was the question?
Ryan,
changes-
please repeat.
What changes
have
did
you
we
made
make?
Most proud of.
I'm gonna keep it very simple and just say establishing routine.
Oh,
That's
okay.
something that I
Actually
that
fell
I
off with
function
That's a good
with.
one.
I
That's a
actually
good
fell
one.
off with
Yeah.
that myself, honestly.
Yeah.
I fell off. the
Well,
routine.
that's for me. That's I function through routine.
Yeah.
You know, I think we all do. Honestly,
Creatures
we're all
of
pretty
habit.
similar with that. Yeah, and you know, between having a steady work schedule, a steady sleep schedule, a steady gym schedule, now we have this steady podcast schedule. You know,
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
just everything all together. You know, even just the little things of your morning routine, waking up, making a cup of coffee, and you know, getting some whether you stretch, whether you drink water, like whatever it is, just your morning rituals are so important to
Fucking
get
love
your
it.
day started.
I love
good.
everything about that.
They're so important, and then even going to bed at night, like just doing the same things, for me, it just helps me so much mentally, and it just makes me, it just, not that it gets me excited, because that's like the wrong word, but it just gets me like I feel like I'm in this groove with myself.
and then
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what's fucking wild though? When you fall out of that groove, how easy it is to fall out of
How
that
easy it is to
groove,
fall out,
You know?
so- and that's like
I fell out of the groove
so
3 weeks ago,
easy.
bro, and I'm just coming
It takes
back.
a couple days.
It literally you take
You
3
know?
But
days
it's
of
not
Yeah.
even
falling out
how
of a groove.
easy it is to fall out of it. It's how far you fall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
you
you're
can
like,
fall deep.
you're-
It's like you never even did it before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so
Crazy.
fucking easy.
Yeah. If-
And then
that's the thing.
and then it's like then you get to
Yeah.
that point where I just got to that point where I was like, damn, recently this has happened to me what you're saying is happening to me right now. Like I literally 3 weeks ago was at that point, like where I was like I kind of just fell off and like
Yeah.
let myself fall off, and I was like,
With what, though?
I'm
Just
alright.
with the routine,
I look
with the
fine.
gym? Like, with what
well,
personally?
the gym. Well, I
Yeah.
wasn't going to the gym really. I was kind of still working out from home, but it was more just like myself as like I was just kind of like not doing the things I was doing. I wasn't doing I wasn't doing my morning stretches and like my morning meditation I usually do.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't doing my nighttime meditation. Like honestly, I need that fucking shit. I'm a fucked up person. I need
Even
to
if it's
calm down. at the
even
end
if
of the
it's
day, of the
5
morning.
minutes
Exactly.
of it just sets
Exactly.
you straight. And there are nights where there's just stupid things that I just don't want to do, but I do them anyway because I know it's just part of the routine, and you feel better when you do them.
Yeah,
It's just
100%.
you know it's so easy to fall out of it. I think that's why you know you just stay consistent with it. I know
I like that one.
whatever it is, you know, and
Write that down. Consistency is key.
consistency is key.
Got that.
And,
Dash Chris Otto.
And this year that was definitely a big I don't want to say a change because it was something that I've always incorporated, but this year kind of just solidified just how essential and vital it is for me to have and to do. And if I want to function at the highest capacity or get there and grow and just be a better person, that's what I need is routine. And like I said, that goes from small everyday things to bigger things, meaning, you know, job, going to the gym, sleep schedule. And I try my best to keep up with that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sally boy, how about you? Ryan, do you need Ryan to repeat the question?
Yeah.
Ryan,
Brian,
please.
repeat the question, please.
Absolutely, why not?
Yes.
Do you want a lifeline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phone a
What
friend.
changes are you most proud of that you made throughout this quarantine, this pandemic?
I'm impressed you with
Honestly,
that. It's been a while.
I know everyone in this room can contest to this. I fucking hated the world during this pandemic. I really did. And
What? You think so?
I did. No, I did. I can tell you right now.
Social
I
media says
hated-
the opposite.
No. Well, that's the reason. That's the reason. I hated the world because of social
It's a very,
media.
very... Hold on. It's a very broad thing to say.
I'm gonna get into it.
Are you going to get into it? I just...
Love it, Chris.
I hated.
No
I
jumping
hated the
down.
world.
Break them
I'll
down.
jump into
I
conclusions here.
hated the world due to all the shit that was flowing around social media. It made me feel the type of way about people and things and topics, and it took me a while to fucking take a step back and like really say, okay, this is ridiculous. What am I doing with myself?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I letting these things get to me
Concern you, right?
and ruining my day and instead, how come I'm not just focusing on the things that mean the most to me? You know, like family, like I said, family, friends, loved ones.
I don't want to
like
stop
that.
you, but that's a really important thing you just said. Why am I not focusing on the things that mean the most to me? I feel like that's something that gets the spotlight gets almost taken off of that because
Right.
we're so focused on certain things right now.
Right.
And that's just I don't know, I really like that
Yeah.
line. Why
Yeah.
am I not focusing on the things that are most important to me right
No,
now?
and
Everybody has a different opinion of what that is,
Mm-hmm.
but for you it's family and friends, for me it's family and friends, and I'm sure for them it's family and friends.
Yeah.
And continue.
No, but that's, like I said, that was like the internal calling to myself. And ever since that day, personally, I've changed a lot during this pandemic, and I've calmed down a lot, and really,
I love that.
and I really realized that essentially, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that shit doesn't concern me. Does it in like a broad aspect? Sure, it does, right? Because we're all
it's gonna-
fucking part of a country that is
Yeah,
up in
affects
shit right now.
everybody.
Yeah, but you live
Right?
your own fucking life, and
Right,
you live
but
your
it
life.
doesn't. But it doesn't really
Find
affect
the
me
happiness in yourself.
because it
in
doesn't
your
really
life,
affect me
yeah.
because this shit's been going on for how many years, right? And I've made it 25 years perfectly fine. What's to say I'm not gonna make another 25,
Here's the
and
next
then
25.
another 25, and then another 20? You're gonna be fine at the end of the day. You're gonna be fucking fine. So for me to say that to myself, especially you guys know.
Yeah.
That was a lot for me to and that was a self-assessment. That was me saying like,
And not a lot of people did that.
No,
Not a lot of people did
no.
a lot. That's
the thing.
That's what I wanted to touch on
People took
earlier.
advantage
A
of people
lot
took-
of people did not self-assess this year, and it shows. And I'm not talking down to those people, but this year tested your mental
100%.
capacity of okay.
100.
There's
so many different
there's
things.
bullshit in my way. What am I gonna do to get through it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you did. You self-assessed, and and you had a
did.
positive
That's the
turnout
best thing
from
you
it.
could possibly. I
know?
told you my
Yeah.
thing.
So did
The best
you,
thing
so did
could
you, so did
possibly
I,
do
you
is
know?
Self-assess. Get the best out of fucking understand this that life is like this thing makes you realize that like the precious shit in life is really just your fucking like what's around you,
Right.
and not everything else.
Right.
Fuck everything else, right?
Right.
So like this is basically what it did for everyone here. Like it just made you realize, like this is what's important to me, and everything else behind this is like this like little part of my life where it's like, yeah, I'm just thinking about it way too much because everyone knows the mind just makes you, you get in your own mind and you just fucking think the craziest shit. So if you're in your mind about some stupid ass shit, obviously you're gonna continue like down that path. But like I don't know,
You
know.
are what you think.
you are what
That's
you
it.
think.
You are what you
100%.
think.
So like
That's
this
it.
is when you
And-
like this gave you the reason like the opportunity to understand yourself and
absolutely.
understand what's important to
Absolutely.
you. And because you had so much isolation with yourself, and
Yeah.
that's
A
you either
lot
took
of time
advantage
to
of it.
self-reflect.
You either
Yeah.
took advantage of it
Yeah.
or you didn't. And if you didn't take advantage of it, I mean, it's
Shame on you.
It's a shame, but I mean, like you did your thing, fuck it. But like at the same time, like I'm very glad that I took advantage of it
Yeah.
because I'm
I mean,
a way different fucking
I
person.
mean, what my thing was I didn't want people to have a certain picture of me in the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
Especially for the stuff that was going on, right? The stuff that I
You're,
was.
well, you're,
that
you
was
got
very
you got
passionate
specifically targeted. Your line of work got specifically targeted
Right,
during
and
this
that's
time.
okay.
And that,
But that's
yeah.
okay. I'm not. That's not really what it was about. It was more about I didn't want people to think what I was really, I guess, doing and speaking about was solely and wholeheartely my drive, right?
Yeah.
So,
There's good intentions behind what you're
right,
speaking.
of course,
Yeah.
I will forever respect someone else's opinions and decisions and course of work and whatever. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Even if you don't agree with it, right?
100%. That's your choice.
Person.
That's your
You have your
choice.
own
Does not
ideas.
as long as it doesn't affect me in a
Exactly.
negative way, I'm fine.
As long as you don't
I'm
hurt
cool.
nobody.
Exactly.
Right.
But it was for me to say that to myself, like, okay, listen, what you're doing could potentially be hurting your, I guess, character in a way to certain people. And what that did to me was made me take a step back. Like, okay, this shit really doesn't fucking involve me. It really doesn't pertain to me. So what am I doing?
Why are you concerned?
Of course, people feel a certain way about certain things. Of course, everyone in this room does, right? And I still do to this day. But ever since that day, I guarantee you all can agree, I haven't I haven't been what I was prior to,
I mean,
and doing the crazy
I
shit.
do want to make one thing clear though. I will never
Put your
let
foot down.
someone attack your character.
No, and I would never let someone attack my character in a negative way, because I
And
know that's where you're going.
I know who you are.
Yeah,
And I know what you're about.
yeah,
So anybody who feels differently, they're entitled to that opinion. They're allowed to.
of course.
But I will, if anyone were to ever bring it up to me,
Mm-hmm.
I know you.
Yeah,
You are family to me, and I will never let anyone attack your
and
family.
I appreciate
Love
that.
that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you, sir.
And
That was
really,
a moment.
I have a little bit of.
that was a
That was a
moment.
moment.
That was a
Tear.
moment. Let me
I
a
love
little
that.
tear.
Tear jerker.
Tear. Right, tear.
Take a quick moment. Handshake.
No tissues allowed.
No tissue.
No tissues allowed.
Whiskey.
Whiskey moment.
It's a whiskey moment. baby.
Whiskey,
Oh, wow.
Whiskey moment. Whiskey
fucking
moment.
moment.
Whiskey moment.
I like that.
Created on the spot.
I like that.
You like that?
What? That's actually.
You like that
That's
shit?
actually good. It's actually very good. But seriously, what he said though, what Ryan said is the fucking truth, and is what I said to myself is, people are entitled to their own opinion, but their opinion about me might not fucking be right.
Right.
It might not. It's probably so far.
Most of the time, it's wrong. Most of the time, people's opinions on you are wrong.
It's wrong.
Of course,
Most of the time.
Of course, because they're
Yeah.
judging you. They're judging a book by its cover. Whatever
Yeah.
you say is you're that person.
Yep.
There's a reason why we
And,
say it.
and I don't
you know?
even think that, right? I'm just posting. I was posting things and saying things because it was something somewhat I agreed with rather than the other thing, right?
Right.
So
Which is fine. I mean, I
No,
understand
but
that.
1000%,
That's
that's fine.
fucking social media. Okay,
Right.
that's what you got. to
right.
And then the people
and
that
people pull shit
that's-
from it,
That's what you don't. That's
right.
what social
and they
media gets a
fucking
little
drag it
fucking,
out, and
I don't
then
want it no more.
they expand to a whole different other topic, you know.
Instagram,
And it's
now,
not.
I'm okay.
It's not that. But at the end of the day, I took a step back, and I'm very proud of myself for taking a step back and saying, okay, listen, what I was doing probably wasn't smart. Was it right? Probably. Was it wrong? I don't know. I have no idea, and I don't really care. But in the moment, I know I thought that was right, and I'm fine with that because that's how I am. If I feel something is right, I do it, and I'll never regret any decision in my life ever.
Nor should you.
I will never go through my life with regrets, so I don't regret anything I did. But I'm very happy I took a step back and said, listen, that shit I was talking about, that shit I was saying, and that shit, whatever.
How much
people
calmer?
don't
How much
agree with-
calmer do you feel? Like
I do. I feel
right.
I feel-
Isn't it fucking
yeah.
great
It's awesome.
to like take that
Awesome.
like, to have that second where you're just like, oh, like
Yeah.
don't need
I
to
think
fuck
I think
anything else
I
right
think a
now.
lot of self-reflection.
It's so nice.
It brings it brings peace definitely, but it also brings composure to you with how you just think of everything.
Everything.
When I say everything, I mean like
Dude,
actually everything. Reacting to everything.
I used
Yeah,
to
that
get
composure.
We've all
I
I
used to
think
get
have gained
aggravated
a lot of
over
composure.
we all listen,
You
we
know?
all get fucking aggravated and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But like
We've all seen each other lose it.
right?
Yeah.
So like I used to get aggravated, and when I got
To put it lightly.
when I got into
To say the
something,
least.
To say the least. Yeah.
right? And when I got
Yeah.
aggravated, like I like held that shit for a long fucking
Yeah.
time, right? I've learned like what I'm saying like what I learned through this whole entire thing is like just fucking taking 5 minutes for yourself. 5 minutes, no joke. I do this all the time. If I'm stressing the fuck out, something happens at work, or I'm just stressing about money or whatever the fuck it is, right? I literally just take 5 minutes and say, I go on my spine deck. Shout out spine deck, you're the fucking best. But I go on my spine deck and I just breathe. I just fucking breathe for 5 minutes. Breathe and focus on my breathing and nothing else. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Whatever I was dealing with in the past, fuck that. It's not here right now. Whatever, nothing in the future. Right here in the present, breathe. That's all I give a fuck about. And I come back from 5 minutes of that, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm a new man. I come into the conversation, and someone can at work can be like, busting my balls, and I'm about to fucking bug out on them. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, Ant, take 5 seconds. Breathe, right? Go on the spine deck, shout out spine deck, you're the fucking best. You go on the spine
Second
deck
free
and you
plug.
breathe, dude. You breathe.
Hey Ant.
And that's literally, that's all you fucking need. And then literally it brings you back to reality.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
up?
answer myself. Wait, but you know what? I want to hear Ryan's. So Ryan, please,
I'm waiting for Ryan's.
repeat the question for yourself.
Repeat the
please.
question. Great.
So,
Great.
what
Wow, great.
progress am I most proud of through the pandemic and quarantine? There's 2 things I'm most proud of. I'm most proud of the fact that, throughout everything that I've done, and you guys know I've dealt with a lot this very early on too in this pandemic, but I've dealt with a lot. I think I'm very much most proud of the fact that I haven't lost myself in the
I love
pandemic.
that. Yes.
I'm still myself. I'm still aware of, all situations. And, I haven't let this pandemic make me, bitter towards, anybody or anything in particular.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
You
didn't lose yourself.
I didn't lose myself.
That's the most important fucking thing, honestly.
And I had a lot of opportunities to lose myself.
Yeah, I mean...
I had a lot of opportunities to lose my fucking mind, but I didn't. I came very close, but I hung on and, I fought through most things. I did it with the help of a lot of people. I couldn't have done it without you guys.
But that's life.
You did it with the assistance. You did it all yourself.
Yeah.
And
you had assistance.
You need people in
There's
your life
three
that can
things
assist
that I'm
you,
most
right.
proud of, because opening myself up to that assistance has never been the easiest thing for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
For all my life, I've always tried to do everything, on my own time by myself. I'll help anybody else with anything, but when it comes to my own personal matters, it's just, it was always my own personal matters. I opened myself up to you guys, and you guys never failed to help, The people I hold closest to me never failed to help me get over the avalanche, so to speak.
And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. What this quarantine has even just done for all of us is that it just made you realize who's actually with you.
Yeah.
Who's actually gonna be. Because at the end of the day, honestly, at the end of the day, family is it could be if there's someone in my family that's not with me, that doesn't agree with me, or that doesn't want me, I don't want that negativity in my life,
Right, exactly.
Listen, you're a family, yeah, we're blood, we're cool, fuck that, but I don't want your negativity in my life. I want people that are around me that are gonna support me and want me to fucking grow, because this whole entire this thing with social media, going back to what we were talking about last time, what you guys talked about last time, social media has made people just hate other people for
no reason.
For no reason. For just because they're
Just for a
living their
post.
lives and they're
For
trying
an
to
opinion on
And-
something
and-
that means nothing.
and exactly.
Yeah.
And I just came to realize all I really give a fuck about, all I care about is who is gonna be on my side when I'm fucking shoveling shit in the dirt because I can't make money or some shit like that. Who's gonna be the person that's there to talk to me? Who's gonna help me? Who's gonna be that kind of stuff? That's all I want in my life. I don't want anyone who's gonna be there that I can help myself. I want to be people that I can help myself. But I want to I don't want the people in my life that are just not that are going back that are just not, that are just there for
The moment.
not there for the relationship. I'm a relationship sales relationship. I'm the relationship kind of guy, Sal. That's what it's about relationships. Life's about relationships and
Absolutely.
stuff. And I don't know. This pandemic is brought us close like that. And I appreciate the fuck that you just said that. That's great.
No,
You didn't lose
I
yourself.
think we
That's
made
important.
I
That's
think
really
we made
important.
some good points.
It's really important.
Then we made some good points, and that's such a perfect fucking example is that people throughout this past year have grown hatred towards someone or something over one specific thing, and it has no real context other than what the post is about. May have nothing to do with character, right? Maybe they agreed with something that was partially the post or whatever, but social media is great, and we spoke about that last podcast. But it's also the fucking devil, same
100%.
instance, and it's like the fucking devil and the angel on your shoulder. It's
I think it's how you use it, though.
It's how you use it's how you use it, and it's how people portray it.
I mean, I went on an unfollow spree and unfollow anyone that didn't bring
I did
anything
too. I'm
positive.
not gonna lie.
If I didn't want to see anything, listen, I'm not an asshole. I want to see certain people. It wasn't everyone. Even if I I was in college with you, and I still want to know what you're doing. Yeah. But anyone that I don't know on that shit, get the fuck out of here. I don't want that stuff anymore. Right. I started following the stuff that really matters, billionaire accounts and fucking stock market trade shit like that. Yeah, that's important. That shit and my friends and what they're doing. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And I think we made some good fucking points, and I think we all had a little of. You probably just saw my girlfriend walk down. Welcome home, Gab. Thank God you got home safe.
Welcome home, Gab. Welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you for getting home safe. But I think we all made some good points, and we all had almost essentially the same course of, realization about this throughout this pandemic. But it was realization is such a broad topic, and we all had different parts of the web, so to speak.
Well, that's the thing is
You
that
know?
is that everyone went through this thing completely differently.
Completely different.
and that just shows you right there. Us four, how close we are. We all went through this completely differently.
Completely different.
And then
Completely
but that's the whole thing. It's important to shed light on how you went through because not everyone talks about that shit. Like,
right.
you know, like so it's important to shed light on how you went through it and to get other people's opinions on shit as well. Like that's why I like the fact of being here. Cause I can't wait to get into a fucking roast. Like me and Sal just going back and forth. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
I think that's what.
No, it's the same.
yeah.
I just wanna
I
want to continue that.
Piggyback.
I think it's really important, even just to say it to you guys. I know you guys already know it, but the four of us we've gone through this alone. We've gone through this together. I've had different views on a lot of things, but what people don't understand is that
that's okay.
yes,
That's the best
That's
part.
okay.
That's the best part.
That's
is
all
that
right.
We've
It's
all had our
okay.
disagreements
Love it.
and
If you think the
different
sky's fucking
understandings.
orange, that's all right.
But
If you
we
hang
all-
okay.
yes, if
That's
you
right.
if you
All
hang
right,
out
all right.
if you hang
All
out if you
all right. We all love one another.
Right.
We
Of
all
course.
respect one another's opinion, and that's what's created this unity with us is that we're so similar as a group yet so different, and that's the beauty
So
of
you
it.
hang,
You know,
listen,
that's
if
the beauty
you
of
hang
it.
out, if you hang out with people that are the same as you, you're not gonna change and grow.
You're not gonna grow.
You're not gonna grow. You're not gonna say
yeah.
anything different. You're not gonna grow.
Yeah.
This is my biggest thing. You get away like yes. That's why
We
I love.
challenge
That's
each
why
other.
I love our high school group. By the way, is the fact that like even though we're a high school that high school friend group like. We all have different views. We all went our own paths and did our own little thing for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We all kind of separated for a little bit and still came back together. And now it's even better because we understand each other at a point where it's like
It speaks volumes.
exactly
Speaks volumes.
And it's like
Yeah,
it's either you hang out with people that are the same and you don't grow, or you hang out with people that are different and you fucking grow and it's diversity
Diversify
with
yourself.
and 100%.
Diversify
That was one of
yourself.
the 100%.
And that's not something that you can that's not something that you can control. Those types of things. Another thing, it's just our group has developed so organically, and I'm so grateful that it has.
Great.
It's
we're not
when
normal.
we look
we're not
when we-
normal. We're not normal.
We're
high
not.
school.
We're
No.
really not. And
Everyone
I'm
I tell
very
we're not a
I'm
normal high
very
school
grateful
friend
for that. People are gonna if people want to roll their eyes or whatever.
Love
that
it. Do
I'm
it.
so
Roll your
grateful
eyes.
because
Comment on this shit.
we have no.
Comment, you son of a bitch.
we have as a friend group developed so organically, and I tell people that and they do roll their eyes, but it's so true, and I'm so grateful for everybody that's been a part of all of our experiences, and to have a group that is so different yet so similar. It's a really special thing and a rare thing, and especially between the four of us that we have that together during this time of our life when everyone's doing their own thing. It does speak volumes.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't go unnoticed and appreciated. You know.
And that's why you have these four dickheads in front of you talking to you.
That's it.
That's
it.
correct. That is correct.
That's it.
I think that's a perfect point to end off right now. Honestly.
Absolutely.
I agree. I agree.
Chris,
Shout outs. We'll do some shout outs.
Shout out to our girl team tonight, honestly. Our girl team.
Shout out to our supporters tonight.
support-
Absolutely.
our-
Yeah, we had a good
Some people don't
supporting
realize
cast.
on the other side of this fucking camera, we actually had a live audience tonight.
Live
And
audience.
We appreciate them a lot.
Woo!
And
There you go.
it was great. It was cool. It was different, and we appreciate the
We
shit
like
out of
different.
them.
We like change.
We
Let's
like,
fuck
we
around.
like it. We
Any
like
shout outs? Shout out.
I give free shots last time.
I didn't give any shout outs last time.
You give
I
some
give a
shout
shout out. All right, I want to shout out. I want to shout out my job, and I want to shout out everybody that I work with because they've
Hopefully you made it this far.
they've been very big supporters of the podcast.
They have.
Are they-
They have-
Are they, like
They
the-
follow.
They're
They
like the
follow.
30 or the 37 subscribers?
They're good. They're a little chunk. You know. Everybody at work. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys very much.
Looking forward to meeting you guys.
Absolutely, the Tequish group chat, very very much appreciated, and
Oh, either.
they're very big
Just shout
supporters. You know,
He's doing his own
Appreciate
shout
it.
out.
That's your shout
That's it.
out.
He does a shout out. It's his
You
shout
do your
out.
thing.
He can do whatever the fuck he
just
wants,
don't
right?
know what you
You have a shout out?
No, I'm shout out to this fucking podcast. I'm excited to be here. Drinking whiskey with my boys. It's the
Drinking
normal
whiskey.
shit. I
That's it.
literally had FOMO last time I listened to it, and you guys shitted on me a couple times. I can tell Chris was laughing in the background. Ryan was rolling his fucking eyes. I know you guys.
I actually don't know what you're talking
I
about.
know. It's okay.
I actually
I
don't
watched
know.
it
It's
today.
there.
I watched it today.
It's on the channel.
Rewatch it today. We'll do a rollback, all that good shit. But
Roll
no,
the
it's-
tape. Roll the tape.
Boys, the
That's
whiskey
it.
talk.
That's it. Whiskey talk.
Good job. Good
God
shit.
bless.
God bless you guys. And Chris, lead us out, baby.
All right. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Love it.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Whiskey fucking talk.
God bless.